What's poppin'? It's Kairos. It was entering Kairos round. And at this present moment in time, I wanted to talk about some chakra theorems, man. I'm gonna make a whole little playlist like this. But probably gonna take it down eventually, because I plan on having a dojo. But shit like this is gonna be secret. So, chakra is like the charging of your energy, or the charging of your ka, all of the accumulations of your knowingness. So, as you expand your knowingness, you expand your potential for chakra itself. But chakra is an activation of one's chakra, of one's consciousness being applied to reality. In similarities to how you see hockey being displayed in One Piece. Chakra is you knowing how to be wholesome while also displaying aspects of yourself throughout reality, as if I can be one being but be others. After you master that sense, then you can start evolving into the realms of chakra. You have to know how to be more than oneself. And we have practices for such things, such as the zodiacs and astrologies, where you know how to dissipate oneself in different conceptions and how you relate to the overalities of who you are. Now, there are also different shapes and forms that you can use in comparisons to the zodiac. Like in a sense, like since all zodiacs kind of have like a color theorem or different type of frequency, vibrations, and energies that relate to them, you can start making mystical beings and similarities to the zodiacal wheel. And that's kind of how I perceive the Eastern shape and form of the zodiacs. When I talk about the zodiacs, I'm mainly talking about the Western side of things, because I look at the Eastern side as like a explanation for the yin and yang of how you come into life. Like I'm a dragon, right? So my yang or my natural consciousness is one of a dragon. So I flow through the dragon itself. That's because I was born in the year 2000. So in the frequency, vibration, and energy, and the time scale of the dragon are the years in which that decon was expressing itself or being in reality and being in the realm itself, I came into existence. Now there are different formations of energies if you want to accumulate something in similarities in the Eastern wheel. We go through different times, ages, and aspects of energy itself, but there are also different realms that you preside in besides the overalities. Now, when I say overalities, you get what I mean. So there are different overalities. Like just the realm you are in. You can make your space one of the dragons. You can make your space one of the rats or mice. You can make your space one of a lions. You can make and that's in the and that's like the Leo constellation. You know what I'm saying? Just the expression in the Eastern, it's more like literal. They take it as an expression of the willpower flowing through you. You take the expression on the Western side as a symbol of oneself. Like this Aries symbol kind of represent who I am. While on the Eastern side, it's like this is flowing through me. Once you know how to match that, that's the accumulation of yin and yang. That's knowing who you are going beyond yourself. So you have an armor or a certain protection, a certain field of energy, or a certain air that you always breathe. It's finding a wavelength for the air in which you're breathing or where you come from. Then you start knowing your own, airs and your own travels. Then you begin to building up on your own elements because you're breathing in your own space. But first, you must become wholesome. That's the similarities to reaching enlightenment. You stop caring about others or how others are perceiving your reality and the worries that can be accumulated from such things. So, in expansions, to just talking about chakra itself, there are different charges and whatnot you can do if you're necessarily trying to do a jutsu. Now, there are different forms of jutsus. How you would immediately think of a jutsu, you would compare it to anime. They're not all doing their things through anime. You just see it animated in motion like that. A lot of the jutsus and chakras that you see in the anime will probably be far deeper in the depths in which you have to learn it and how you would have to go about forming such things. For instance, when they are throwing up hand signs, they probably have to learn that being and its instincts and the type of beast it actually is. For instance, if I throw up the symbol of boar, I don't necessarily know what the symbol of war would be, but I would think it's like this. I wouldn't listen to anyone else's board because I have my own board. My board would tell me it's like this. because I study. I be in them realms. You may not believe it, but I live with them type of beings on some Buddha type of shit. I got my own dragons. I got my own. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to necessarily just expose my own little hand signs, but it should be something that I feel like you do naturally. Because if you're a ninja and you're actually competing, you're going to want to throw your hand signs in the instantaneousies and something that matters to you rather than letting it matter to someone else. That's how you learn how to stay within your own field of energy, you know? But that is something that takes time. That is something that you must learn how to do. That is something that it's like you gotta accumulate it through the consistent charge of who you is. There's a reason I can move my hands in this type of manner, but I know that I'm making shapes and forms, but you may not necessarily be able to see the shapes and forms I'm making. But when you start thinking about the instance, I may clap it into existence and it makes something in which you may know it to be already. Now, that is called ninjutsu. And similarities to nin and what you know up on the show. I'm sorry, I'm going to be ending this video soon because this monkey ass dog is out here barking so much. But in similarities to the ninjutsu, whatnot that you know on the animes that are displayed throughout the realms and realities and what's in the importance in which it is meant to be taken in, you must learn things in the ways in which you are taught. So you learn through your own perception. You learn through your own view. You learn through your own knowingness. You see all that chaos and nonsense is going on? Come here. Let me show you what peace is. See how things got more peaceful? But now when I talk, others want to talk. Maybe that's something I do up on purpose. To put people in a separate frequency other than mine. Now you see how the dog is trying to interact with me. And usually you wouldn't catch a dog interacting with a mortal. But you hear how that barking is just trying to bother me and what I'm doing? I don't know if you can hear it that properly, but it's barking that's going on. Things happen for a reason. And you see I could look crazy just explaining that, like a dog barking to do something with what you're doing. Now, if I was Minato or Buddha or somebody like that, wouldn't that make sense? That a dog trying to interrupt me. Maybe that dog is an elder and they like, hey, I don't want all that information getting out. I don't want them kids getting too powerful. But they're a dog barking like this. Hey, calm that down, son. Hey, stop that video. I don't want to hear that no more. Don't let them see that. They don't need that much. Hey. But it's a woman and I don't want to expose it. That's my mother barking like this. Whole different language though. But it's something you have to tap into. It is a sense of life that I wouldn't even let you hear for real. Because if we would talk about dogs and zodiacs, we still on Chakra, we still on Jutsus. So I'm finna throw you in my lane. I'm a whole god of destruction named Vegeta or something. But I'm a Cane Corso, Alpha Cane Corso or something named Scrap or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can turn into a dog and shit. Do that make sense to you? Nope. Maybe it did if I was Anubis, a child of death, Azrael, Raziel, something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just Thor and you believe in Marvel shit. I look like Thor, don't I? I just don't got a hammer in my hand. Oh, but I'm a nigga. Maybe Thor ain't white, motherfucker. Maybe motherfuckers come from dirt. Oh, I ain't Thor. That shit sound too real now. Maybe I'm All Might. Maybe I'm a superhero. Maybe I'm this guy named Kairos. That's all in history and shit and I'll be talking to y'all. Now I'm Kratos. A face I shouldn't expose. That's on the game. I ain't like that for real. I'm just here. But that's for you to believe. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gotta believe it. I'm a Nato. I ain't Naruto. You hear me? You heard me? Chakra. Rosza.